Hi, my name is Marvin. I'm a self-taught bladesmith and currently I am making a sword. Until now, I forged and made the blade, I made the crossguard and the pommel. In the last episode, I heat-treated the blade. So now it is time to finish this beauty. Okay, now that we know that the sword is heat-treated well and everything is alright, I can go over to grind the bevels and finish the blade. This is still a crazy moment because I am not that good and patient with the belt sander, which I have right there behind me. No, there. But I love working with the angle grinder. Okay, I am good with the belt sander, but on the length of the sword, I am really not that patient and I don't want to use that many belts. And I'm really good with the belt sander, with the angle grinder, as I just told you. The only problem with the angle grinder is that it gets really fast, really hot. When I work a normal knife with it, I usually do it before heat treating, and then I can, without any worries, heat it up until wherever it goes, let it cool down, and then go to the belt sander and finish it. But with the sword, which is heat treated already, I have to be really careful to not heat it up too much. And this is a bit of a problem. And what I'm going to do about this is I will grind it with the angle grinder because it is much faster and I am able to really nicely create an angle that I like. But always cool the blade with water. I will put myself a kind of big bucket underneath so that the water is captured and not everything runs into the ground. It makes it muddy here because I hate that. But yeah, that's the step for now. And one more funny thing. You see here I have attached my pommel and my guard again. And you see here I had to wrap it with tape. I had to do this because, okay, well, I didn't need to do it, but I wanted to have it like this so I could take it around and show it to people and stuff like this and just enjoy looking at this beautiful thing. But the funny thing is, through the quench and the heat treating, the whole width of the blade, it shrinked altogether, which is obvious because all the atoms and everything is much more compact than before through the quench, because it really changes the atom structure of the whole thing. And that means that the guard is now much more loose than before. It's not loose, like it's not bad, it's still perfect. It's much easier right now because I can just slide it on and off, but it doesn't hold anymore as before, which is kind of funny, I think. So enough to that, let's start working. I'm so excited.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power.
Well, I have got myself the first sight of the sword. It looks just beautiful. And it worked so much better than I expected. It didn't heat up as far as I feared. I could cool it down easily with my water bottle. And yeah, that's it. And it took already away so much weight that I can already feel it. And actually, even when I put on the pommel and the guard, I can feel that the balance point has already moved a tiny little bit towards the handle, which is just beautiful. Now I just have to go do another 3 sides and then I can move to the belt sander. Let's go!
Until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and all the doubters, they're just young downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God, they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve it now. It's well,
I have got all the 4 sides roughly ground in, so it's awesome. It's just how I wanted it to be. It all stayed cool, mostly cool, but cool enough all the time. And now that everything is roughly ground in, maybe you can see, it's way thinner than before. Still a bit thick because I still need a bit of room when I go down to the belt sander, but that's what I'm going to do now. Let's move over to the belt sander and grind this thing down nice and even. Guys, it's just beautiful. I have got the first side. Look at this. The second side is still to go, but the first side is ground out evenly on the belt sander and it just looks awesome. I'm so excited. I can't wait to do the other side. So let's go do this. Now that I've roughly finished the grind on the belt sander, it is time to finish the pommel and the guard. That is because I still have to do some refining here at the blade. Obviously I still have to grind the blood ridge at the middle, and also the bevels are still really rough. I just went over it with an 80 belt. But the thing is, it's now all about the balance point, which right now is about here. Let's see, here. Which is already, let's see if you can see the whole blade here. Which is already really good. But I will still take away material of the guard and of the guard and of the pommel. And because of this, I'm going to do that now, so that then later I can adjust the balance point with the blade, because when I take away material of the pommel and of the guard, obviously the balance point will go from here again a bit further down there, you know, because right now it's heavier here, but then when material here is gone, I can show you, the point is obviously again over here. When I put on the guard, the pommel again, flip, the point is again down there. So let's do this and then we will continue with the blade. Okay, now that the pommel is all clear, as you can see, it looks just beautiful. It is time to grind in all the bevels on the sides, because I wanted to bevel down from the sides to the middle. So in the middle there will be another rectangle. No, not a rectangle, how is it called? I have no idea how it's called in English. Strange. So the same shape is outside with 6 angles at the inside again, created by those bevels, which bevel in. It will be kind of beautiful. You will just see what I'm going to do now, so let's get to work and do it. Well, as you can see, I have finished the first side and it looks just awesome. I am so happy. Obviously the second one is still to go, but it will stay like this. I decided it during the process. It's like a bit diamond shape and up here's the hole, so the sword will go in this way and it will be just beautiful. There is no other way to say it. I'm kind of proud of myself because yeah, it's just perfect. See all the pieces line up. Actually, it lines up. Also, this lines up. Those line up perfectly. All of them, yeah, just how it has to be. So let's do the second half. So it's the next day, and unfortunately yesterday my camera turned off and I didn't notice, so I don't have any footage of finishing the pommel, but actually it was always the same thing as you saw before, just with higher belts, and it took me way longer because it takes a lot of time to polish a thing like this. But here it is. I'm going to get a bit closer. It's just awesome. It's exactly how it should be. Grind down to all the sides are up to 400, and those bevels here, these, as you can see, they're really fine. Those I ground already to 2000p, which is quite a lot, but the thing is I definitely don't want this to stain or to get rusty or anything. So I have used my weapon oil and covered it completely in oil Also, through the grinding process, always when I had to cool it down in the water, I dried it completely with paper and with paper towels, and then oiled it in again so that there is no rust, and there will hopefully never be rust, because I definitely don't want that. Well, now it's time to finish the guard. As you can see, it rusted a bit because the materials definitely aren't rust-free, or stainless is the correct word for it. And I'm not quite sure what I still want to do about it, but I will go to the grinder and take a bit more material off here at the side because it's still very thick. And you can see here those middle lines, they aren't perfectly straight. And I definitely have to fix that. And when grinding it, I have to be very careful not to take away material here and there, because this is where the sword sits, and when I take more material, it won't look nice anymore. So there I have to be very careful. And then it will be just a lot of hand sanding, because those areas here I can't work really well with the belt sander. I will try my best, maybe I can do something, but probably not, so it will be a lot of hand sanding. Let's get to work and have fun. Okay, I have ground it down with an 80 grit, and all of the file marks and grinding marks are gone. Obviously there are still all the marks from grinding with the 80 grit because it's quite rough, but that already looks much better than before. You can see now it's like this, and before it was, okay, no, you can't see it, but maybe yes. Before it was like this. There's the perfect contrast. And now I just have to do this on all 4 sides. as you can see, I have ground it down from all 4 sides and with only an 80 grit. So now it's time to polish or finish the whole thing up. First 180, then 240, 360, 400 or 600, sorry, 800, and I think 400 or 800 will be the max. 600 or 800 will be the go-to for me. But I think showing all this on camera is a bit too much, so let's just do a nice transition and that's it. As you can see, I have finished the hand sanding on the guard and it looks just fabulous. It is so beautiful. Well, now that pommel and guard are done, which by the way looks just awesome, it is time to make the wood piece for the handle, because only then all the weight that will in the end be here, except of the leather, but this weighs almost nothing so it doesn't count, will be on the handle. And only then I can actually check where the balance point of the sword is going to be. For instance, right now it's here, and that's already quite good. But I would love it to be a tiny little bit more about there, where it isn't yet. So yeah, that's what the wood is going to do, and then obviously also the grinding of the blade. But this I'm going to do at the very end of the sword. So yeah, that's the wood. That fits just as it should. It's all nice and tight and just how I expected it to be. Now it's time to grind everything off, and also here I will grind away a little bit because I don't know if you can see it, but there's still a little gap between the guard and the handle, and that is just what I want. But it's actually too small because, you know, later I will wrap the wood with leather, and the leather has to fold down between the guard and the wood, and I still want to be able to hammer down the wood so that it fits very tightly, and I can't do this if there's too much material. But I also have to be really careful not to take away too much, because if not, it won't fit up here anymore. So yeah, and up here I will definitely have to grind away too, because when the pommel goes there, I can show you. When the pommel goes here, It's completely loose now because there's too much wood in the direction of the pommel, and if I grab the thing right now like this, obviously still too much wood. Look, there's here still way too much space between my hand and the pommel. This has to be way less. So let's do this little bit of grinding. Now that the handle is finished, and also the guard and the pommel, it is time to finish the blade. What I have to do is I have to grind down all the bevels to a higher grit than 80, maybe I think 360, so first 120 and then 360. And the same thing I have to do with this blood ridge here in the middle. I have finished grinding the blade on the bed sander. Finally, this was quite a long process, and now the blade's almost finished. I only need to hand sand this thing down, and then the blade is done. I have finished hand sanding the sword. And it's balanced nicely. I have to tell you, my whole plan of how to balance the whole thing really went well. Okay, I am here at my desktop, and now it's time to leather wrap the handle. So let's take everything apart and just start. It's so tight. It's a quite easy process. I just have to be very careful to make everything perfect, so that in the end the line of the stitching is perfectly at the middle of my handle piece. I don't know how many times in this series I have said just beautiful, but I have no other way to say it. It's gorgeous. I don't know. I love it. Okay, it is time to glue all the pieces together. As you see, I've forgotten my camera stand at the house, so I'm holding it in the hand. Woo! And here I've got my sword. And wait. And down there, I hope you can see it, down there, it is on a piece of wood. So later when I hammer, it doesn't slide, but has a knife, something nice on behind it to hammer on. And now I'm going to glue everything together and then after do the rivet.